Okay, imagine this scenario. You had just a completely draining day, right? You walk in the door, ready to just, unload it all onto your partner, the person you trust most. And you start sharing, maybe about some awful meeting or project that went totally sideways. But as you're talking, you notice their eyes. They're flicking over to the TV.
Oh, yeah.
Or you get that quick, but they don't even look up. Or worse, they just start scrolling on their phone.
Ugh, yes. That feeling.
Exactly. That sinking feeling just washes over you, doesn't it? Where your words feel like they're literally just bouncing off a wall. And you're left feeling, well, invisible, unimportant, completely unheard.
It's such a painful experience. And honestly, it's almost universal. That really deep human need to be truly heard. I mean, it goes all the way back to infancy, how we're wired.
Wow, infancy.
Yeah. And when that fundamental need isn't met, especially in our closest relationships, it doesn't just create distance. It slowly, painfully chips away at the very foundation of trust and intimacy.
And that is exactly why we're here today. Our mission for this deep dive is to tackle this incredibly frustrating, but like you said, totally solvable relationship challenge.
Right.
We're going to unpack some powerful, research-backed strategies, stuff from psychology, communication science.
Real-world stuff that works.
Exactly. The goal is to equip you, our listener, with the tools to kind of transform how you connect, so both you and your partner can genuinely speak up and, maybe more importantly, truly listen to each other.
And it's not just about dodging arguments, is it?
No, not at all. It's way deeper. It's about building real trust, a stronger connection, and just mutual understanding in the relationships that matter most.
Okay.
So let's start by really getting a handle on this whole landscape of feeling unheard. It seems like it all comes back to communication and, well, listening.
Absolutely. Think of healthy communication as like the oxygen for a relationship. It really is.
The oxygen, I like that.
Yeah, it's the pathway to intimacy. It lets partners share their thoughts, their feelings, hopes, fears, everything. Without it, how do you even begin to resolve conflicts or build that deep, lasting trust?
Right. You can't.
And it's definitely a two-way street. Talking is only half of it. The other half, just as crucial, is that genuine, active listening.
And sometimes the signs we're not being heard are, well, they're pretty sneaky. What are those key signals we might be missing? Physical stuff, verbal stuff.
Well, you often spot the physical cues first. Are their eyes darting around? Or maybe they're physically turning away from you?
Yeah, the body language.
Exactly. Or, scrolling intently on their phone, tapping their fingers, arms crossed. These aren't just random fidgets. They often signal that their attention is just somewhere else.
Okay. And verbally?
Verbally, it might be frequent interruptions. Or those minimal responses, like a quick, empty, or okay, without any real follow-up.
Like they're just waiting for you to stop talking.
Pretty much. Or that classic move, you're sharing something vulnerable and bam, they change the subject completely. But sometimes, honestly, the most painful signs are the emotional ones. Defensiveness, dismissiveness. Maybe a subtle eye roll or a heavy sigh.
Oh, the eye roll. Brutal.
It is. Or those cutting remarks like, oh, here we go again, or you're just being too sensitive. Those reactions can make you feel completely invalidated, like your feelings just don't count.
That difference between just hearing someone and actually listening.
Yeah.
It's huge here, isn't it? It's not just sound hitting eardrums.
Precisely. Hearing is passive. It's biological, the physical act of sound waves hitting your ears. Listening, though, that's active.
Yeah.
It's intentional.
Okay.
It demands focus, empathy, and a genuine engagement with your partner's words and, crucially, the emotions behind those words. It's about really trying to understand their perspective, not just waiting for your turn to jump in.
Hearing versus grasping meaning.
Exactly. Noise versus meaning. Big difference.
So this raises a really important question then. If listening is so basic, so fundamental, why do partners stop doing it? It can't always just be that they don't care, right?
Very rarely is it just a lack of care. I mean, sure, sometimes maybe, but more often it's rooted in deeper, often understandable issues.
Like what?
Well, one huge factor is simply overwhelm, daily stress. Think about it. Our emotional resources aren't infinite.
True.
A partner might be mentally completely wiped out from work or money worries or family stuff. And that seriously impacts their capacity to just be present and listen. They might be physically there, but their brain is just full at capacity.
I've heard about this flooding idea in relationship research. Can you explain that? How does that affect listening?
Yes, flooding. It's a really powerful physiological response. Dr. John Gottman talks about this a lot. When someone gets emotionally overwhelmed, especially during conflict, their nervous system basically goes into overdrive, heart rate spikes, stress hormones flood their system, and their ability to actually process information effectively just shuts down.
Wow. Shuts down.
Literally. They aren't choosing to ignore you. Their body is physically unable to engage or listen properly. Their higher brain functions kind of go offline as a protective measure.
So it's biological, not intentional stonewalling.
Often, yes. It's a critical distinction for understanding what's happening. It explains why some arguments just seem to hit a brick wall, you know?
Yeah, definitely.
And sometimes poor listening is actually a learned behavior, sort of self-protection thing.
How so?
Well, if past conversations were consistently full of criticism or blame, or they always escalated into really painful fights, a partner might just learn to tune out. It's a way to shield themselves from that stress.
So they anticipate the conflict.
Exactly. They start associating opening up with feeling attacked, and their brain almost preemptively shuts down listening to avoid that anticipated pain.
That makes a scary amount of sense. What else gets in the way?
Mismatched communication styles are another big one. You know, some people are super direct, others need loads of context.
Right, like thinkers versus talkers.
Sort of. Some process internally before speaking, others think out loud. These basic differences can genuinely feel like you're speaking different languages sometimes.
Yeah, I can see that.
And finally, don't underestimate unresolved conflicts. Lingering resentment, damaged trust. They create these invisible barriers. If there are old emotional wounds that haven't healed, it's incredibly hard to approach any conversation with openness and curiosity. Genuine listening becomes almost impossible.
It's like static on the line.
That's a great way to put it. Exactly. Static on the line.
Okay, so we've kind of identified the problem, dug into some of the often hidden reasons behind it. Now let's pivot. Let's talk action. What are the practical things we can do to speak up and actually finally be heard?
Okay, the first step, and honestly, maybe the most crucial, is self-reflection. You need to know what you actually need first.
Before you even talk to them.
Yes. Before you even open your mouth, take some time for a little internal excavation. Think of it less as prepping your speech and more like mapping your own emotional landscape.
Okay, mapping the landscape. What does that look like?
Ask yourself, what makes me feel happy, secure, valued in this relationship? Reflect on your core values, your beliefs, what genuinely bugs you, what truly fulfills you.
So really understanding our own internal world first.
Precisely. And think about how past interactions have made you feel. Did you feel disrespected, uncomfortable, pressured, overwhelmed, maybe even, treated like a child? It can be incredibly helpful to actually write these feelings down. It helps organize your thoughts so you can be specific later. Clarity really does start from within.
That's a powerful first step. Okay, so once you know what you need, it's about picking the right moment, isn't it? That whole strike when the iron is cold idea.
Yes. It's such a common trap to bring up sensitive stuff when emotions are already running high or you're rushed. That almost always leads to what we call partner overload.
Right. Defensive walls go straight up.
Exactly. Instead, find a calm, quiet time. No distractions. A really simple approach is just to ask, hey, there's something I've been wanting to talk with you about. Is now okay? Or when would be a good time?
So you're asking permission, creating buy-in.
Yes. It creates a comfortable, receptive space. Both partners are prepared and present. Nobody feels ambushed.
Okay, makes sense. Now, for the actual speaking part, I statements, everyone talks about them, but they really are key, aren't they?
Oh, they're a total game changer. The core principle is focusing on your feelings and your needs, not blaming your partner.
Right.
So you start sentences with I feel or I need, instead of those accusatory you never or you always statements.
You could give an example?
Sure. Instead of saying you never listen to me, which just invites defensiveness, try, I feel disconnected when we don't seem to have focused time to talk. See the difference? It shifts the whole energy.
Yeah, it lands totally differently. Can you give us like a simple script, a framework?
Absolutely. It's basically 3 parts. I briefly describe the emotion, hurt, upset, frustrated. When describe the situation without using you accusatorily, examply, when plans changed last minute, when chores aren't shared, I would prefer it if make a specific actionable request for change, e.g., we could decide on plans together, you could help with the dishes while I bathe the kids.
Okay, so the request needs to be about a behavior, something concrete.
Yes, exactly. You're asking for a behavioral change, not an attitude change that's much harder to pin down, and stick to one specific thing at a time.
Avoid the laundry list.
Definitely avoid the laundry list. That just overwhelms people instantly. Ask for one specific, concrete behavioral change, something they can actually do now.
Okay.
And here's a tip. Practice this script with positive feelings first. I feel really happy when we take a walk together after dinner. I'd love it if we could do that more often. It builds confidence for the tougher talks.
Building the communication muscle. Good idea. What about those common roadblocks? Things we should definitely avoid and things we should definitely do.
Right. There are definite patterns that just derail conversations. So the don'ts. Avoid long lectures, blaming it's all your fault. Vague stuff. Just shape up.
Yeah, vague is useless.
Totally. Also steer clear of sarcasm, dragging up old issues, put-downs, yelling. These only make things worse.
Okay, so what should we do? The do's.
Aim for brief, clear statements. Honestly, 10 words or less is often powerful. Always use those I statements. Make direct, specific requests. Actively listen, eye contact, maybe nodding. Let the other person finish their thought completely before you jump in.
Patience.
Yes. Be constructive. Use a neutral tone of voice if you can. And make sure your words match your body language. No saying, I'm fine, through gritted teeth.
Yeah, we've all seen that. And another simple but maybe a powerful one. Just stick to one issue per conversation and watch the clock.
Absolutely critical for preventing that partner overload. Resist that powerful urge to unload every single past grievance. Choose one specific thing for this talk.
One thing.
And keep the conversation relatively concise. Ideally, maybe 30 minutes or less. This stops it from getting exhausting or escalating. It ensures these important talks don't become so draining that you start avoiding them altogether. Makes them feel manageable.
Okay. And for those times when things do start heating up, despite best efforts, the timeout strategy, that feels really important.
Oh, the timeout is vital for de-escalation. First, you have to learn to recognize the physical signs in yourself that anger or overwhelm is building. Heart racing, muscles tensing.
You have to catch it early.
Yes. Then you communicate the need for a break. Clearly, something like, okay, I'm starting to feel really angry. I need to take a time out. I'll come back to talk when I've calmed down.
Or a hand signal.
Yeah. If words are failing, a simple agreed upon T hand signal, like in sports, can work perfectly.
And then you actually leave.
Yes. Physically remove yourself. Walk away completely. Go do something genuinely calming. Take a walk. Listen to music. Draw. Deep breathing. Whatever works for you. Stay away until you are truly calm. The goal is to return ready to respond thoughtfully, not just react impulsively. And here's the crucial part. You must always come back to the conversation later.
Always come back.
Always. This builds massive trust. It shows your partner you're not just abandoning the issue or them. And equally important, the partner left behind must respect the time out. No following, no demanding they talk now. It's a mutual agreement to protect the relationship from damaging escalation.
That takes discipline on both sides.
It really does. But it ensures you both feel safe enough to pause things before they blow up.
Okay, so that covers speaking up effectively. Now let's flip the coin. Listening effectively, creating that truly safe space for your partner to actually want to open up. It starts with active listening, right? And maybe that speaker-listener technique.
Yes, this is the bedrock of true understanding. The absolute core idea is listen to understand, not just to figure out your rebuttal.
Easier said than done sometimes.
Oh, absolutely. It takes practice. You need to consciously show your partner that their perspective genuinely matters to you. The speaker-listener technique is a structured way to practice this. It can feel a bit formal at first, maybe even awkward.
Like using a talking stick.
Exactly. You use a physical object, could be anything, a remote, a pen, whatever, to designate who has the floor. If you hold the object, you're the speaker. If you don't, you're the listener. Simple as that.
Okay, so what are the rules for each role then?
Pretty straightforward for both. Speaker has the floor. You have to agree to share the floor eventually. And this is key, no problem solving during this phase. The focus is purely on discussion and understanding, not fixing anything yet.
Okay, just understanding.
Right. The speaker's job is to speak for themselves using I statements, remember? Keep points relatively brief and pause regularly to let the listener paraphrase.
And the listener's job?
Just one job. Listen. That means no interrupting, no disagreeing out loud, no offering your opinion or advice, and definitely no eye-rolling or sighing.
Zip it and listen.
Pretty much. When the speaker pauses, the listener's job is to paraphrase what they heard in their own words. Start with something like, okay, so what I think I heard you say is that right?
Checking for understanding.
Exactly. And remember, understanding is not the same as agreeing. You're just accurately reflecting back what your partner expressed. This technique forces you to slow down, it creates safety, and it really helps ensure both people feel heard without getting defensive.
That sounds like it could be really helpful, even if a bit structured. Now, building on that, the Gottman method has something called the ACTUNE model for emotional connection. Can you walk us through that acronym? ATTUNE?
Sure. ATTUNE is a great framework for fostering that deeper emotional engagement. A is for awareness. Just noticing your partner's feelings, their experience, what's going on for them.
Yeah.
T is for tolerance. Basically accepting that there can be two valid viewpoints, especially when negative emotions are involved. Both perspectives can hold truth simultaneously.
Okay, tolerance. Next T.
Second T is turning toward. This means recognizing when your partner makes a bid for connection, even a subtle one, and actively engaging with it rather than turning away or ignoring it.
Engaging, not ignoring.
U is for understanding. Actively trying to grasp your partner's experience, their perspective, asking clarifying questions. N is non-defensive. Listening. This is crucial. Listening without feeling personally attacked, without becoming a victim, without immediately trying to reverse the blame.
Hard but important. And E.
And finally, E is for empathy. Responding with genuine understanding, awareness, and sensitivity to what your partner's feeling. It's really a holistic approach to being truly present and emotionally available.
Awareness, tolerance, turning toward, understanding, non-defensive listening, empathy. ATTUNE. That's a powerful checklist.
It really is.
And think about empathy and connection. Nonviolent communication, NVC, seem to have similar ideas, right?
Yes, absolutely. NVC, which Marshall Rosenberg developed, is all about shifting communication away from blame and judgment towards compassion and connection.
Yeah.
It has four main components.
Okay, what are they?
First, observe without judgment. So instead of you never listen, you might say, I noticed you looked at your phone 3 times while I was talking just now. Focus on neutral, objective observations, just the facts.
Facts, not interpretations. Got it.
Second, identify and share feelings. Instead of, you're making me so angry, you say, I feel hurt when that happens. Own your feeling, vulnerably, without blaming.
Own the feeling. Okay. Third,
recognize the needs behind the feelings. Our emotions are signals about unmet needs, so you connect the feeling to the need. I feel frustrated because I have a need for support right now. It explains the why behind the feeling.
feeling connected to need. Makes sense. And the last one.
Finally, make clear and specific requests. Instead of vague complaints like, I wish you'd just care more, you make a concrete request. Would you be willing to set aside 15 minutes after dinner tonight so we can talk without distractions? See how it transforms blame into an invitation?
Yeah, it's much more constructive. These are fantastic tools, really practical. But how do we make this stuff like a regular part of the relationship, not just something we pull out in a crisis? Setting ground rules, regular meetings.
That is absolutely key for long-term change. And the first step is actually a mentality shift. You need to kind of embrace the idea that abnormal is normal in relationships.
What do you mean by that?
I mean, relationships always need adjustments, tweaks, maintenance. It's not a sign that something's wrong. It's just a normal part of growth and navigating life together. So normalize talking about the relationship itself.
Okay, make it less taboo.
Exactly. And one great way to do that is to have regular couples meetings. Schedule maybe a 30-minute check-in weekly or monthly. And this isn't meant to be a gripe session.
Right, not just complaining.
No, it's a structured time to express appreciation for each other, share what's going well, maybe plan some fun stuff, and constructively address any problems that have come up.
So it keeps things from festering and builds positivity, too. What kind of ground rules could couples agree on?
You should definitely talk about and explicitly agree on some guiding principles for communication. Good examples include agreeing to use the speaker-listener technique when talks get tense, agreeing to call and respect timeouts.
We talked about that, yeah.
Making a rule to separate, discussing a problem from solving it, do those at different times. Allowing someone to defer a difficult conversation, but with the responsibility to reschedule it soon.
So you can't just avoid it forever.
Right. And crucially, protecting your positive relationship time. Keep problem solving separate from date nights or relaxing moments. Preserve the fun.
Protect the good times. I like that.
And always remember to consciously tip the scales towards positivity. Make an intentional effort to increase compliments, expressions of appreciation, physical affection, relaxed conversations. The research suggests you need significantly more positive interactions than negative ones to keep a relationship healthy and resilient.
Create that buffer of goodwill.
Exactly. A strong foundation of respect, fun, and security.
This brings us nicely to a sort of deeper layer, doesn't it? The vital role of healthy boundaries and ultimately emotional intimacy. Boundaries. They often get a bad rap, like they're walls we put up.
They really do, but that's a fundamental misunderstanding. Healthy boundaries aren't walls designed to keep people out. Think of them more like property lines with gates. They define where you end and someone else begins.
Okay, property lines, not walls.
Exactly. They're crucial for healthy relationships. They help you maintain your sense of self, protect your mental and physical well-being. They set clear expectations and clarify who is responsible for what.
And without them?
Without them, relationships can easily become draining or even toxic. You might feel taken advantage of, constantly overwhelmed, or just simmering with resentment. And boundaries aren't static either. They need to shift as your life and relationship evolve.
Right, needs change. So what are the different kinds of boundaries we might need in a relationship?
Well, there are several common types. Physical boundaries, that's about personal space, comfort with touch, privacy. Emotional boundaries, respecting each other's feelings, not taking responsibility for your partner's emotions, protecting yourself from being constantly overwhelmed by their moods.
That's a big one.
Huge. Then there are material or financial boundaries, rules around lending belongings, sharing money, spending habits. And time boundaries, protecting your personal time, your work hours, maybe specific rituals like your morning coffee time alone.
Okay. And it's not just about setting them, is it? It's enforcing them.
Right.
And also how we react when our partner sets their boundaries.
Absolutely. Both sides are crucial. Before setting one, do that self-reflection. What do I need? How does this interaction make me feel? When you communicate it, pick a calm time. Use those I statements. Be crystal clear and specific. I feel really flustered and interrupted when you come into my office without knocking when I'm working. Could you please knock first?
Clear and specific.
And then you need to be prepared to enforce it. Have clear, reasonable consequences in mind if the boundary is repeatedly crossed, and be willing to follow through calmly. But just as important is respecting their boundaries. When your partner sets one, take a breath. Listen. Try to accept their need, even if it's inconvenient for you. Apologize if you genuinely overstepped. It fosters that mutual respect that's so vital.
Respect goes both ways. This all seems to be leading towards the ultimate goal, really, emotional intimacy.
That's exactly right. Emotional intimacy is the real bedrock of a deep, fulfilling, lasting connection. It's that profound bond built on feelings of closeness, being understood, and allowing yourself to be vulnerable.
So it's more than just sharing secrets.
Oh, much more. It's about openly communicating feelings, yes, but also truly being present with each other during quality time, put the phones away, showing affection both physically and verbally, prioritizing time together. Even simple things like ending the day sharing something you're grateful for about each other can build intimacy.
It sounds like the glue that holds things together.
It really is. Couples with high emotional intimacy report greater satisfaction, better communication, less conflict. They just feel more connected. Now, barriers can exist past trauma, different attachment styles, those poor communication habits we talked about, but they are surmountable. Sometimes professional help is useful there.
And the long-term payoff is significant.
Huge. Emotionally intimate relationships are linked to better mental and physical health, greater overall life satisfaction, and increased resilience when facing challenges. Partners feel more in sync, they align their goals, they navigate life's ups and downs together with empathy and trust. Investing in emotional intimacy isn't just about relationship maintenance, it's about profoundly enriching your life and feeling truly seen, valued, and loved.
Wow, what a deep dive that was. We've covered so much ground today. From spotting those subtle signs of feeling unheard, all the way to really practical strategies for both speaking up effectively and listening with genuine empathy.
Yeah, it's a lot to take in, but hopefully really useful.
I think the core message that really stands out is that feeling unheard. It's common, it's definitely painful, but it's absolutely a solvable problem.
It truly is. And the journey to being heard and hearing your partner, it involves both courage, the courage to speak your truth assertively, and compassion, the compassion to really create that safe space for your partner to reveal theirs.
It takes both sides.
Absolutely. It's about practice, definitely patience, and a real mutual commitment to building that deeper, more connected relationship. It doesn't happen overnight.
So for you, our listener, what does this all boil down to? Maybe consider this. What if the greatest act of love you can offer your relationship isn't just finding the courage to speak your own truth, but also intentionally creating a space where your partner feels utterly safe to reveal theirs, knowing, truly knowing, they will be heard?
That's a powerful thought to sit with, isn't it? We really encourage you to reflect on some of these ideas and maybe start trying out one or two small things in your own relationship.
Thank you so much for joining us on this deep dive. We really hope you found it valuable. We'll be back again soon to explore another fascinating topic.